Hey, what's up everyone, this is M-NL2, and welcome to a NoLimits 2 tutorial. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these M-NL2 recreations, or not, it doesn't have to be a recreation, these M-NL2 roller coasters, which is basically, well, first of all, an M-NL2 roller coaster is a Minecraft NoLimits 2 coaster, so it's where I take a Minecraft roller coaster and import it to NoLimits 2. So in this video I'll be showing you how to take a Minecraft world or chunk or roller coaster in a Minecraft world and importing it into NoLimits 2 as a scenery object. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so just a quick disclaimer, basically you can do this on any platform, meaning Xbox 360, PS3, PS4, Xbox One. I'm not sure about Nintendo Switch or the new 3DS, but I do know you can do it on anything else, and obviously you can do it on PC. And yeah, if you're doing this on PC, then you can actually skip a step. So you can, if your Minecraft world is on PC, then you can go ahead and go to this time frame that you're seeing on the screen right now. So go ahead and go there. Alright, so if you're still watching, that means you're doing this on the console. So if you're doing this on console, then I'm not entirely sure this will work unless you have Minecraft PC. And that comes to when we get to the Minecraft map converter and also Mineways. And yeah, I should also tell you right now that these programs right here are the ones that we're going to be using for this tutorial. You don't need exactly these. For example, if you're only going to need Horizon if you're doing this with Xbox 360, only going to be needing this if you're doing it on PS3 or Xbox 360, and you're only going to be you can also use a different program other than Blender, but I think Blender's easiest and it's also free. So yeah, all of these programs except for these two are free. Obviously if you're doing this, that's probably because you already have these, so anything extra, all of these four are all free, and I'll leave links for in the description. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take whatever platform you made your map on and put it onto PC. You're going to convert it into PC. So if you play on console, or specifically Xbox 360 like I did, then you can go ahead and click on this tutorial right here in the top right corner, and it'll tell you how to actually get that file onto Xbox 360. Or if you don't make your own and you want to use someone else's, you can either use one of mine, which is in my Discord server. I've got everything that I've made right here, and I'm going to be using one of these just for demonstration in this video. Or you could go somewhere like Planet Minecraft and download someone else's if you want to do that. I'm just going to be going and using one of mine. You can use one of yours, anything works. But yeah, you just need if you're going to download it off the internet, if you want to follow exactly this tutorial, then you should probably get an Xbox 360 file. That'll probably just be the easiest. Well, not the easiest, but like it'll just match what I'm doing the tutorial. So we're just going to X out that because I'm not going to use that. I was just showing you as an example. So in this video I'm going to be go ahead and using, since it's a nice simple coaster, and it's pretty old, so it's not going to be very realistic, so don't hate on it. And it's a 1:1 scale. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use Viper. So if you didn't join my Discord server, there's a link in the description. You can go ahead and join it. I have every single one of my files, well, like every single one of my recreations in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the download link, and it's going to take me to right here where I can go ahead and download Viper. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. This is going to give me an Xbox 360 file format. And yeah, let's go ahead and download that. So just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to put everything on my desktop just to make everything easier. So we're going to go ahead and save that, and then when we come out here, oh, I've got a Roblox ad, that's great. If we come over here, we're going to have Viper right here, and I'm just going to leave that right in the center right there. So this right here is a Minecraft Xbox 360 map. So what we're going to be doing from here is we're going to go ahead and turn this into a PC map. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make it so that this map converter can actually read it. So we're going to go ahead and open up Horizon right here, and we'll just give it a second. Alrighty, and I'm going to go ahead and drag this over here. I'm going to take this right here, and I can go ahead and drag it over there, and now I've got Minecraft Viper, which is right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our contents, and I'm going to go ahead and take this savegame.dat data, and I'm going to go ahead and extract it. So I'm also going to put this on my desktop, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, file extracted successfully, and that's all you really need Horizon for. So now that I've got, okay, yeah, so yours isn't going to have this like this icon. It's definitely not going to look like that. It'll probably be, it will probably look like this sheet of paper, I'm not sure. But yeah, you're gonna have, it'll just say save game. I'm gonna put it on my desktop to make everything easier. So now that I've got my save game, we can go ahead and open up this Minecraft map converter, which I will leave links for everything here in the description. So I'm gonna go ahead, so since it's an Xbox 360 file format, I'm gonna go ahead and click Xbox 360, and I'm gonna find where it says save game. So we're gonna go ahead and click on save game, and then when it says choose where to convert, I'm going to go ahead and do PC. Now this is where I'm talking about you're probably going to need PC, because if you don't have Minecraft PC, I'm not sure what you do from here. These are all my Minecraft PC worlds that I have on Minecraft PC, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and just backtrack for a second. So real quick, before I go on, you're going to actually need to make, you're not going to need to make the world, you're going to have to make a folder in which you can put the world in, because you're converting it onto. Because right now, obviously, Viper's not in here because I haven't made it. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my files real quick, and I'm going to make Viper, I'm going to make a folder that says Viper for my Minecraft PC worlds. Alright, so this is basically going to be located in your local disk, then your users, then whatever your user is, and then you can go ahead and go to app data, which should be in roaming, and then it'll be at the top .minecraft, which once again, if you don't have Minecraft PC, I'm not sure if this works. It might, but it's basically for the next step, which is when we're going to be using Mineways. But yeah, so we can go ahead and go there, saves, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder, and we're just going to name that Viper right there. So now that I've got Viper as a world, we can go ahead and get out of here, and then we can convert it to, we can go ahead and convert it to PC, and then we have it, Viper right there. So we'll just select that, it'll go ahead and do some stuff here, and then it's going to save everything, or it's basically just converted my Xbox 360 file into a PC file. So now if you did that correctly, you should have Viper, or whatever map you made, or yeah, whatever map you're using in Minecraft PC. Okay, so if you had Minecraft PC, then that means you just skip to here. Welcome back. So we're going on to the next step. Now you have your Minecraft PC world. We can get rid of this, and yeah, let's go ahead and go on to the next program. We're going to be using this one right here called Mineways. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. It should look like this. Once again, links in the description for everything. We're going to go ahead and go to File, Open World. Once again, if you don't have Minecraft PC, I'm not sure this is going to work. So you should either get it or get a cracked version or something. I'm not sure, but it'll I don't know. So maybe if you do open, it probably will work. In fact, it probably will. So you don't have to get Minecraft PC. I'm not sure. If someone doesn't have Minecraft PC and they want to tell you guys or tell us that it does work without it, then you can go ahead and comment down below. I'll pin you or something. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go to open world. This is just easier, and we're gonna find Viper right here. So we're gonna click on that, and then as you can see right here, this is what my Viper recreation looks like from the top. So now we have to basically select a chunk of this world to export it into a 3D file. So you don't have to export literally the entire map. I'm just going to be using this right here because this was made on a flat world. So I'm just going to make a square a little bit bigger than it, and select that right there. You're probably going to get something like this. Yes, just click yes. And for the best results, what I usually do is I go max height all the way to the left and lower depth all the way to the bottom, so that way you get the entire map. It'll go, if you put the lower depth on 0, it'll go all the way down to the very bottom of the maps, wherever bedrock is. So if you don't want because here's the thing, if you don't do it at 0, like maybe you put it at 10, that'll probably work too, but I have no idea when the actual map starts. You can kind of get an idea from doing it like this. It'll probably start somewhere right here. But just for the sake of this, I'm putting it at 0, and that's what I'm going to do. So then you're going to go ahead and come over here to File, and then you're going to do Export for Rendering. And then you're going to go ahead and, so this is on my desktop again. I'm just going to save everything to my desktop. And just to make just make things a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and name this Viper Mineways, so to tell myself that this is the file coming out of Mineways, because we're going to be going to another program after this, and then it's NoLimits too. So I don't want to get everything confused and stuff, so we're just going to be going and name this Viper Mineways. So I can go ahead and save it. It's going to save it as a wavefront OBJ file, an object file. Go ahead and save that, and then you're going to be brought up to this. I do not remember if this is all the default settings. Everything over here I'll exit out. You do not need to pay attention to this. This is if you're going to 3D print it, and yes, you can be using this program to 3D print stuff. You learn new things every day. So you're going to go ahead and look over here. The main important things you want is you're going to make sure that this bottom run over here is selected, so it says export full color texture patterns. That is to make sure that you have all your textures in your Minecraft world when you go into NoLimits 2. and then over here you're going to make sure it says export separate types and separate materials / blocks. Everything else, or like other than the defaults, everything should be unselected, and then you should be good to go. Go ahead and press OK. It's going to go ahead and export right there, and you're going to get a buttload of files real quick, and then there we go. We've got all these files. So I'm just going to go ahead and move them all over here in the center so you can see them. You don't have to pay attention to all my other garbage over here on the side. So yeah, now you're going to have a bunch of files right here. You're going to have Viper Mineways, and then you're going to have all your textures, which is basically what we just exported by selecting those options like I said to select. So now we're going to be done with Mineways and go get rid of that. I know we're only using these programs for a little bit, but they are required to do what we got to do. And yeah, I'm sorry, this is so far the best method I've found to be able to do this. If you're finding better methods or finding methods that can be used to put Minecraft files onto NoLimits, you should let me know, because this is kind of a pain. Alright, so now that we're done with Mineways, we're going to be moving on to our next program, Blender right here, which is a 3D modeling and animating software. It is completely free, and yeah, it doesn't take very much space, so basically you're going to be greeted with this right here, this interface, and this, fun fact, this is actually what I use to make my logo and my my intro, just like the intro scene at the beginning of this video. So if you've never used Blender, never seen Blender, never done anything with animating, then this probably looks really scary. Don't worry, we don't need any of this, any of that, literally nothing of this. It's just going to be the simplest usage. So first you're going to have 3 items on the screen. These are going to be your default spawn objects for animating. You're going to need none of these. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and press X, and it'll give a little tab that says delete. Then you go ahead and right click this object over here. That's your camera. Go ahead and delete it. Same thing over here. This is your light source, your sun. Delete it just by pressing X. So now we're left with this blank space right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and it says file. We're going to go ahead and press import, and then go down where it says wavefront.obj. And then we're going to go ahead to our desktop, and we're going to find these two right here, Viper Mineways OBJ and Viper Mineways MTL. This is going to be your texture file. We don't have to worry about that. That's just going to be like it'll just be there. We're going to be using this one right here where it says vipermineways.obj, and we're going to go ahead and import this. This part's going to take quite a while because it's importing that whole 3D file into Blender. So yeah. Alright, and now we see that there's this huge white mess has been added into Blender. So using your middle mouse button, you can go ahead and pan around like this. If you press shift and then middle mouse button, you can pan around like this. So don't freak out when you see that all of this is the exact same color. That's supposed to happen because right now you're in solid mode. So if you want to see, this isn't entirely necessary, but it just to make sure that you did everything correctly, like in Mineways, then you're going to go over here, right here, where it says, or next to object mode, click this white circle, and you're going to go ahead and press texture, and this will show you that there you go, your textures are here. This is my Viper. Yep, I mean, yes, it's not that realistic looking at this loop. Like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. My recreations were this bad at some point, but we all had to start somewhere. But, I mean, it doesn't look completely awful. I just use this recreation because it's simple and it's basic, and it's probably one that I'm never going to do as an M-NL2 roller coaster. So, yeah, might as well just use this one because it's kind of bad. But it doesn't matter. So now that you have this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to go ahead and export this again, and this time it's going to be in a different file format so that NoLimits 2 can read it. So we're going to go over here where it says file, go ahead and press export, and then you're going to choose the very first one. Now 3DS is something that a lot of people use to make custom objects in NoLimits 2. Now however, I've done a lot of experimenting with this, and I cannot find a way to use 3DS. If you can find a way to make 3DS work, then please, by all means, tell me. It'll probably make this thing look a lot better, but as for now, I'm gonna be stuck with using Colossus default, which is .dae. So we're gonna go ahead and be using that for this tutorial. So we're gonna go ahead and name it Viper Blender. Oops, my caps lock is on. So Viper Blender, and then I'm gonna go ahead and save this to the desktop, just like always, and I'm gonna go ahead and export as Colossus. So let's just give it a second. This part won't take it as long, and there we go. So now we're done with here. I'm not going to exit out just in case. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize it. You can exit out. We're probably never going to see that again. And so now that you've done that, you have your file in your NoLimits 2 readable, or your file that NoLimits 2 can read. We're going to go ahead and press on NoLimits 2, and we can finally get to the actual, like importing it into NoLimits 2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into the editor, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a new world real quick, and we're just going to go ahead and name it Viper. And there we go, press OK, yes, and then there we go. Let's just give it a second, and come on. Come on. we've got our blank NoLimits2 file that you see every single time you make a NoLimits2 world. So yeah, if you don't have NoLimits2, well, this is what mine looks like. I mean, obviously you could have a different setup for your interface. I use quad view. It's just the easiest for me. But yeah, you're gonna have NoLimits2 right here. So from here, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go ahead and go over to your scenery tab. Well, actually, let's just pause right here for a second. So now that you've made the world, the Viper, or not the world, the park, it's gonna create a file in your com.nolimits2 file for a Viper. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and take which one is it? Here we go, viperblender.dae. You're going to take that, I'm going to go ahead and copy it, and then I'm going to go ahead and locate my com.nolimits2 or com.nolimitscoaster.nolimits2, and I'm going to go ahead and find Viper. Where did I? Yep, here it is, Viper. And so you're going to have your viper.nl2 park. I'm going to go ahead and paste this in here, so now I have viperblender.dae. So that'll be used to be able to detect it in NoLimits2. So now you're going to go over to your scenery tab, like I said. You're going to go ahead and go to NL2 SEO editor, which is your NoLimits2 scene object file editor, and you're going to go ahead and press on new. And then we can go ahead and name this Viper. That should be good. And then you'll find this, which is your file that you just put in there right now. And then you can go ahead and double click on that, and then this will probably take a little bit because it didn't take that long, because it's just importing the file into here. So now that you have viperblender.dae, great, you're probably done. No, you are not. Do not save and exit, because when you do, your file is going to end up looking like that, and you do not want it to look like that. You want it to look like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and define all the materials used, because like on the desktop, all these materials exported into separate folders, or not separate folders, separate files. So now we're going to have to define all of these materials right here. So you're right here, go ahead and click on Materials tab, and you're going to find all the materials used. So now, this is not every single texture in Minecraft. This is every single texture present in the chunk that you exported using Mineways, which is why it's important to only select the chunk that you need for Mineways. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with a bunch of chunks or a bunch of textures you're not going to need, and it could probably increase lag. Alright, so from here what we're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and let's just take the first one right here. For you, it's probably going to be whatever the alphabetical first texture in your world is going to be. For me, it's activator rail. So I'm just going to go ahead and press edit right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and name this Viper Material, because this is basically the file I'm about to do is going to be it's going to be used for all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and press save, and you're going to be brought up to this. So you're going to be needing two tabs here, texture and transparency. So let's go ahead and start with textures. It'll be texture unit 0, check mark, press setup, and then you're going to have this right here. Go ahead and go to 2D file, and then do your little ... And then you're basically going to go ahead and locate where these are. So we're going to go ahead and find those right now. Okay, I just navigated over to my desktop, and as you can see, you'll have Viper Mineways Alpha, RGB, and RGBA. So you're going to want to select Viper Mineways RGBA, because this is just red, green, blue, this is just alpha. You're going to want red, green, blue, and alpha. So we're going to go ahead and select that. It'll probably give you this, and yes, that's fine. And then go ahead and press OK. So now we're going to go over to the Transparency tab. Now this is where some... I don't really know. So basically, if you leave it opaque, it'll basically be a fast use, the material won't lag, or the object won't lag. However, it will have, so if you've seen on my previous M-NL2 coasters, you'll notice that stuff that flowers and iron bars will have these black backgrounds, and basically those that's what happens when you render with opaque, but you can actually access the file without lagging. When you put it on transparent, it fixes the issue. Everything's as it would appear as it would in Minecraft. However, it causes extreme lag, and if you have a really godly PC, then you probably won't worry about it. But I have a pretty decent PC, and it lags on this even still. So I'm gonna go ahead, just to show you for now, I'll leave it on transparent, but it is gonna get extremely laggy, and I'll put it back on opaque just so I can do some more demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on transparent for now, and I'm going to go ahead and press save, and then as you can see right here, it's going to say activator rail, then have an arrow, and it's going to say Viper Material.NL2 matte. Now all you have to do is do the exact same thing, or not do the exact same thing, all you have to do is take every single one of these, and yeah, I know, sorry, it's tedious, and then define the material as Viper Material.NL2 matte. Just for all of them. It doesn't take very long, so you can go pretty quickly just by doing this. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and speed up this part, and I'll see you in 1 second. Alright, so as you can see here, I have defined every single material or Minecraft texture into Viper material.NL2 mat. So we're going to go ahead and before you X out of here, make sure you press save to save all of that. And then if you did everything correctly, you can press choose right here, and then this should be this should appear, and it should be Viper. And then we can go ahead and add this as an object. Now this part's probably going to take a bit for it to add in, so I'm just going to go ahead and patiently wait here. And there we go. Didn't take as long as I thought. Now, as soon as I try to move around, you're going to see it's going to be extremely laggy. So, yep, look at this. This is pretty bad. Oh my. If you're looking at the bottom right, yep, it can get pretty bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and face away from the model real quick. And same thing with here. It gets pretty bad. But as you can see, if you look at stuff like, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. If you look at stuff like the iron bars, you can see that they're completely transparent. Same thing with the torches right here. If I can move closer, there we go. Those are also transparent. Then you have stuff like the stained glass, looks exactly like it would in Minecraft. If I can get a little bit closer, this is pretty difficult to move around. Same thing with like, here's another example. The grass over here and the trees. The trees are all transparent, so are the flowers. If I know there's a few flowers down here. Yep, there's some flowers right there. And yeah, the trees, like I just said. So yeah, everything's transparent, so it looks really nice, but it's extremely laggy. So if your PC can handle it, or if you're just willing to deal with the lag, then you can go ahead and do this. But I think for at least while you make the actual coaster and NoLimits, you should probably just switch it to opaque just so you can like deal with it, so you can actually build the coaster without the lag. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and go back to open, and then let's go ahead and open up Viper real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and just select any one of these, edit it, and then I'll put opaque. And then we can go ahead and save that, save it there. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and then re-add it in, and it should be opaque this time. So now when it loads in, you can see there we go. I can move around much faster, no more lag. And so the next part I'm not going to do because it's extremely straightforward. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and make this level so that it's flat on the ground. There we go, that's about good. And so the next part is literally just, you're going to go ahead and make a coaster. You can make a new coaster. I'm not going to do it. And you can go ahead, oh yeah, and also like I said, so this is what happens when you make it opaque. Like the iron bars, it's going to have these black backgrounds. Same thing with the torches, same thing with the trees, same thing with the grass and the flowers. So, and the glass, yeah. So so it looks really bad, but it at least is manageable to like move around. And same thing with the rails too. And another weird thing, I haven't been able to like figure out why it doesn't actually do all the rails, but they're not entirely necessary considering we're just going to be using the blocks. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, what you're going to do is literally you're just going to go ahead and it's super self-explanatory. You just make a NoLimits2 coaster and build it over top of the track of this one, and then you're going to make the whole thing invisible by going style settings, and then you're going to have a tab, and towards the top it's going to say transparent section, and you're going to check the box. And that's how you make the, or not transparent, invisible segment. And you're going to go and check the box, and then it's going to make your track invisible, and you're going to do that for every section, like the lift hill, the regular track, brakes, station, etc. And yeah, it's really self-explanatory. I don't think I need to demonstrate it. If you don't know how to do it, then you probably should get some more experience with NoLimits2 before trying this out. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on opaque real quick just to demonstrate. So I'm going to go ahead and go into play. And oh yeah, that's another thing. You can, here, before I go into there, you can go ahead and go to scenery. And there's two ways you can do this. You can either just double click on the object and then scale it this way. Or if you want to go ahead and go to your NL2 SEO editor and then open it, I think it's already open, you can go ahead and scale it like here too. I think it's easier, just double click on it. I'm going to make it slightly smaller. You're going to scale it to however big your track is. So obviously this is a 1-to-1 scale. If you don't know what that means, it just means that one block, it represents the entire height and width of the track, like just as seen here. Now if you've seen my newer recreations, like my Batman one, or my Tatsu one, my Full Throttle one, etc., how the track is composed of bigger and, you know, like more detailed scales, then you're going to have to scale the whole thing a little bit differently. So you're just going to basically scale it to however it fits the NoLimits2 track. So I'm just going to scale it to 0.8 just so it makes it a little bit more like my height, or maybe just a little bit bigger. Let's try 0.9, see how that looks. Oh, don't want 9.9, there we go. And let's see how this looks. I think they look good. We're gonna go ahead and go leave editor, and we're just gonna go ahead and take her for a test run. So obviously let's go into walk view. So obviously there's no actual, a little higher. There we go. There's no actual coaster here. I just you know, have the actual, just the model here. And yes, this is a little inaccurate. This turn does not go over the entrance like this, but it's an old recreation. Okay, I did my best. Not really, but. So we can go ahead and go through the queue. So it's just like regular Minecraft at this point. Okay, maybe I should have made it a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and make, go back in, and I can go ahead and make this 0.8 again. Let's just see how 0.8 looks. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and go back in and play. Okay, this should do fine. Oh, there we go. Now I can actually walk up the stairs. So this is a good scale just for the size of my NL2 character. So I'm just holding shift to sprint, and obviously I could do shoot, I forgot the tab. I clicked the button. I think is it tab? No, it's not tab. To be able to crouch. I don't know. So now it looks like I'm like actually just playing Minecraft at this point. And if you put it on transparency, this will look a lot more realistic. However, it'll be extremely laggy, like of course, unless you have a good PC. And of course, you know, the textures aren't extremely good detail, but it's good enough for my needs. So, you know, I can go ahead and choose my line. And then here we go. I can even walk up the stairs if I can. There we go. See, I can walk up the stairs on top of this thing. And then I can also go, now I'm flying. And then, you know, I could go through the exit right here. Let's just go through there real quick. And of course, you know, see my picture after the ride's over. And yeah, that's basically how you do the thing. That's how you put a Minecraft world, whether it be a Minecraft coaster like this, or maybe you just want to make like a Minecraft prop and put it in NoLimits 2, and to make a real coaster, you can make a real NoLimits 2 coaster that goes through a Minecraft world, or through like or you can make like a Minecraft tour of like a mansion, but using a NoLimits 2 coaster. The possibilities, I cannot English. The possibilities for this method is truly endless. You can do any type of Minecraft world, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm just sticking to what seemed logical, making a coaster in Minecraft and making it a better coaster in NoLimits. And so yeah, that's gonna be the end of this tutorial. If it helps you, if you figured out something new, if you'd liked it, if it was entertaining, if you just watched it and had no intention on actually doing it, then that's cool, that's great. Please remember to like and subscribe. It definitely helps. Share with your friends and all that. But one main thing I just want to say before I end the video is that if you do plan on doing this, please do it with either your own or someone you have permission with. You can do it with like my maps, but just try not to like repost and, you know, like make or do an M-NL2 recreation of one of my coasters and then, you know, post it as your own. At least give credit, that's fine. Just making sure. But, you know, anyways, thanks you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I already said that. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.